All right. Oh, my back. Fuck. Hey, what's going on, Freedom Murders? All right. So I was talking to a friend of mine like almost all morning, and this is like his homeless vlog part 2, and he showed me a lot about myself, about how I've changed, and how I know when we was talking about some things and we disagreed on some things, and here's how I know I've changed. When I kept like we was going back and forth about body of work, solidification. We were talking about like astrology, and he said the same thing twice to me. Before, when he don't disagree, he disagreed, but I believe he said it. I know I said it before, 'cause I spoke to my mentor about it at the time. Again, I'll never forget when he told me I'm gonna be homeless for a couple more years because he felt I wouldn't do by any means necessary in homelessness. Like I wouldn't like when he revealed it to me today. Like I wouldn't steal. I wouldn't do whatever it takes. And later in our conversation, he revealed to me. He said again, you are right where I was caught in stealing and doing whatever it takes from a homelessness perspective. That I got caught up in it. So it gave me a loop of, in what he disagrees, where I was stealing and the universe didn't allow me to move forward in abundance. So what I was trying to tell him is that he wasn't creating abundance because he was stealing. So I created a situation for me personally where I created abundance where I was only there for a year and 11 months in his 4 to 5 to 6 years, or maybe longer. And because I wasn't stealing and I was doing the right things. So when the opportunity showed up, for me to leave, I left with no hesitation. And the only reason why I'm homeless now is because that same person told me to leave. And what he reminded me was, again, how different we are. When he said he's a rap god, right? And I don't take that away. But I say to myself, if you're a rap god, where's your body of work? So I can, and I said, where he said a rap god is somebody who, on my back, is somebody who has reached a certain pinnacle of rap. And I said, yeah, I agree with you, but where's your body of work? And he couldn't answer. Every time I asked him about his body of work, he couldn't answer. And what's crazy, this is how you know I've changed. Maybe not fully, but this is how you know I'm really changing. Do you know the only reason why he called me was because he saw my YouTube channel? He saw a video on my YouTube channel. I said, you know why? Because I have a body of work. And now that I'm homeless temporarily, I'm willing to, oh my back, wow, that's crazy. I'm willing to document it and say, this is how I'm transitioning. Because I'm not afraid. And it is what it is, right? And I'm not afraid to say, yo, this is what it is. This is what I'm growing through. But the difference is my mindset is totally different now. So I'm actually doing the internal, like today, yesterday when he called me, I manifested 2 different streams of income, and I was saying that I was doing the mirror technique over and over and over and over and over again, And I manifested it and it clicked in my brain. I was like, oh shit. I said, I wanted to manifest two different streams of income. And that's what I did. No matter how small they were, that's what I did. And he was like, you're in a state where it could be really depressing, and what he said was true. And you could be in a cycle where you're not really growing because you're stuck in like this depressive state. You need to find a way to physically comfort yourself. And I said, I don't really have that. And I'm not going to go back to somebody who doesn't respect me. I'm not going to go back to somebody who doesn't treat me a certain way. And I'm not going to go back to somebody who's who's not who they say they are. If it's not an emergency, because again, my Chiron's in Virgo. My deepest wound is in Virgo. So what he was telling me was to go back to a situation that enables me not believing in myself. I said the only difference between now, where I am, and her place is that it's farther from where I am, and there's a roof over my head. But that place has no electricity, no water, and that's why she had to move me. There's no water, there's no electricity, there's nowhere to charge my phone but outside. And I said, if I had to temporarily endure me sleeping outside so I can build my business, I will do that. But my mindset is totally. But the thing is, one heavy topic that we kept talking about was the power of auto-suggestion and heterosuggestion. Heterosuggestion is when somebody else is speaking to you and speaking life on you, and auto-suggestion your own. And I got that concept from the Magic of Believing, and that just shows me when I wrote down that needs to be part of my personal ritual. That's real. I need to listen to that once a day, like I wrote down. And the only thing because everything is about belief at the end of the day. And we were talking about the 7 Hermetic principles as well, heavily as well. And again, he was projecting onto me his own belief system, which was not the truth. I said, it only affects me. I'm not saying it doesn't at all, but in the way you saying it, it only affects me in the way you saying it if I'm not doing no personal development. It only affects me in the way that you saying it if I'm not doing no mirror work, no inner work, no grounding work. It only affects me that way if I said, and I kept asking him like, yo, as an Aries, what type of physical work were you doing when you were out there? And he said nothing. So, and this is coming from a guy with no body of work, not consistent nowhere. And I said, right now, the only thing that you have that's different than me is just you have some money right now. And knew what my friend told, knew what the person who housed me showed me. That doesn't really mean you winning. That just means you have some money right now. But you know what knows you winning when you psychologically. That's why I said. That's why I know we're different. He hasn't psychologically upgraded, because I asked him, yo, where are you consistent? He still don't got an answer. Where's your body of work? What can you show me that you've produced? I can now tell you I got 100 subscribers on YouTube. I can now tell you I've had clients. I've had a client pay me $500 3 times in a row. I can now tell you I'm about to start my wholesaling journey. What can you show me that you've been doing? Well, I can show you. I know the process to some extent of how to wholesale on real estate. That's why I said the person who housed me, I don't even need her no more. I don't even need her housing. I need to believe in myself so I can create that. And you say the law of attraction is bullshit and blah 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 blah. Mind you, I teach manifestation now and how to manifest stuff. I said, yeah. And he said like what he was talking about is like we was talking about the law of attraction. He was like, it's bullshit because there's a whole lot of spells and negative stuff tied to the law of attraction, which is true. It's true. But I don't want to get it caught up in semantics. I'd rather get caught up in mastering the process. Because you could get caught up in semantics and be like, oh, the law of attraction is fake and blah, 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 blah. But the process doesn't make it any less real. The process is still real. And what he taught me was in that situation where is that if I'm gonna get out of here, it's a very psychological game. I need to bombard myself with Shreem Brazil. I need to bombard myself with mirror technique. I need to bombard myself. I'm grounding myself. I need to upgrade my psychology, not just my money. Because I said, the reason why I said we not the same is because I kept asking him, what has changed about you since the last time we spoke? Besides you having a place to live. And he couldn't really give me an answer. He kept giving me all this spiritual astrology stuff. I'm like, what has changed about you psychologically? Because the North Node in Scorpio is about upgrading psychologically, not necessarily changing physically. Because I learned my physical situation when I got my place to stay, my physical situation has changed, but my psychology worked against me. Where he talked about the lesson that I just previously grown through, where he was like, yo, you were so focused on the negative, which was true, but you were so not present that you didn't use the situation to its highest form. You should have an ID right now. You should have, maybe if you were serious, you should probably have a car right now. You should have something where you're able to leverage your state, and I'm not, and I can't. I said, I'll do that on my own. And I said, right now, we both even agree, like taking baby steps, saying, yo, instead of just jumping towards an apartment and sleeping outside and all that, don't do that. Go get an Airbnb. Do not get used to sleeping on the street. Even if it's $300, do not get used to sleeping on the street. And I said, and he didn't understand that for me, that's an upgrade, because that would be the first time I'm paying rent on my social media sales. Fully. That's an upgrade. It may look like to the world I'm not big and bad, I'm not winning all that, but to me that's winning, because that's an upgrade. And because that's a different step. That means I have to actually start looking back and say, what did I just do to make that a reality? And when I kept asking, I said, yo, what do you have psychologically, emotionally, spiritually? That's like, what do you do? What personal development books are you reading? What work are you putting in internally for you to make a change in yourself? He couldn't really answer. He kept giving me this hubbub about the law of attraction is bullshit and, fuck all that. I'm like, that's great, but it's working for me. Now, we may have our disagreements where I understand where he's coming from. He's coming from a very high science of, yo, you got to be careful of the spells you speak and the words you speak. I say, yeah, but don't get caught in the semantics. Get caught in the discipline of the process. Get caught in actually do it. Like I kept telling him, get caught up in the process of doing the fucking work. Don't get caught up in the titles and the what it is and what it isn't, what the principles are. Don't get caught up in that. Get caught up in doing the fucking work. And whenever I asked him about the work he was doing, he couldn't really answer. Everything he told me, he was always inconsistent about. Oh, I'm gonna do it, and that's why we separated the first time when I was down here. I said, every time I talk to you, you telling me you inconsistent with something. Every time I speak to you, you doing something else. I said, I'm not gonna get caught up in the fact that you got some money now and you're partnering with people and you made some money, but I said, but on your own, if I threw you out there on your own, you wouldn't survive. And here's what I mean by that. It's not that I say he wouldn't make it and he wouldn't do what he's supposed to do, but I say on your own, you don't have no consistency on your own. So it's hard for you to be an asset when you're on your own. You're not consistent with nothing. You're not consistent. So at the end of the day, he has two other people that he's getting an apartment with or whatever, or another person. I said, that ain't me. That's how you know vibrationally we different. Everything I'm doing, I'm getting on my own. And if I leverage somebody else, that's all it is. It's leverage. That's all it is. But it's not their leverage doesn't define my growth in totality. So right now, I'm at a place where it's not even about the money. It's about, did you learn your lessons? If I learn the lesson, I move forward. It's not even about, you don't have no money right now. That's just right now. If I learn the lesson, the money will come. And that's where I'm at with my Saturn in Pisces, where I'm living alone, I'm being alone. The universe is putting me in a position in my career where I'm alone. And in my Chiron in Virgo, where I'm like, yo, did you learn your lessons? That's way more important than you got temporarily some money. Because if you don't learn your lessons and you temporarily got some money, you'll lose it again. And that's what he was telling me about. I made decisions where I said, fuck it, I'm gonna go do my own thing. But he was never like me. He's not consistent with nothing. So how can you compare yourself to me? You don't got no body of work nowhere. You can't, and that's why you got to be super careful about who speaks life into you, and if they're projecting or not. I'm gonna put that in my group. You got to be super careful about who's speaking into your heart, because I said, wait a minute, we not even in the same position. You don't got no body of work nowhere. I can't pull you up nowhere. You found me on the internet, so that speaks more about me than about you. I said, and we going back and forth. It's like, oh, you're not a creative. Just the same thing said about my Instagram. Oh, you're not a creative. You know what you talking about. I said, but you don't have no body of work nowhere. The phone I'm on, I paid for. Where is your body of work where you created your own reality and you created some income? And I'm saying, yeah, he made some money, but it's like when he's always talking, whenever he talks to me about whenever he talks to me about making money, it's kind of like my old client, where she's like, yo, I don't want to work. I just want it to flow to me. And it's not nothing concrete, dominant, and resistant. It's like, I get it. In the future, she wants to be rich, and she wants to be just have the money flow to her and not have a life where she got to work for her money. But that takes a certain vibration, that takes a certain level of discipline, that takes a certain level of work ethic, takes a certain level of systems. That takes something that like for instance, like he telling me about, he dropping Forex. I said, that could be a system that can make you rich, whether it's an illusion, it's an illusion of a dream, it's a falsehood, whatever. I said, but that's a skill that could make you rich. Just like marketing, it's a skill that could make me rich. Excuse me, it's a skill that's going to make me rich. Let me hands on delete. That's a skill that's gonna make me rich. So I can debate till the cows come home. Or about the law of attraction is bullshit. I can debate till the cows come home about the universe, this and a boopity boop boop boop. But where are you consistent at, bro? Every time he tells me about what he's consistent, he can't tell me. But what he showed me was that if I wanna overcome this, my personal development has to be so high, like unlike what I did before, that my mind, I'm focused on the positive. I'm focused on creating, not and it's funny how infinity, right? for the infinity card. I gotta create a new karmic loop, and or an infinity loop, because infinity also, when you flip the infinity upside down, you when you flip the infinity upside down, you get an hourglass, which is time, which is Saturn. So if I develop my spiritual discipline and my emotional discipline and my psychological discipline, this is temporary. But if I don't, it's gonna last forever. It's gonna last a lot longer than it should have. So basically, what he was telling me was, you gotta stay. I'm on the right path. I don't care what he said. I'm on the right path, and I'm not gonna go back to New York. I'm not gonna try to figure it out. But what he taught me was that, like, yo, like, he hasn't psychologically upgraded, because we still going back and forth about philosophy, and he still hasn't shown me his body of work somewhere. I don't care what he's doing, whether it be Forex, trading stock, binary, rap. Where is your body of work? And he still can't show me. I said, you found me because of my body of work, whether I'm being vulnerable or not. I said, I'm being transparent this time so I can show people you can manifest what you want. So I could be a teacher of my word. So if I'm teaching people manifestation, it will be transparent this time. It's just saying, instead of just saying I manifested it like I did before, and I think it was like 3,000 views, 2,000 views somewhere, something like that. I'm gonna show you in the process what's happening and what I did. So yeah, it just shows me our psychological difference, and I was just really seeing our psychological differences based on results, not based on how I feel, not based on what we were doing. I said, and he showed me again, I was growing in my Chiron because I wasn't phased by, oh, you got a place to live right now. Because as an adult, that could change 60 days, 90 days, 180 days. You want no money. That could change. So I said I was like, yo, until you show me something consistent, is bullshit. It's an illusion. Just like the person who has a whole bunch of Pisces in our chart too. Just because you winning with money, it could be an illusion because you think you don't really know what's going on. We say he got money in his Forex account, he got money, he got a couple $100 in his bank account. I said, yo, but if you're not consistent, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. If you don't got a skill, like if one shit shut down, I got a skill that if my Instagram agency shut down, I could be making money doing astrology. I could be making money doing affiliate marketing. I could just hop and do something else. But yeah, this video is going to be called Body of Work. For real, Body of Work.